be in the world but not of it, but then also not get lost in it. I had a dream that I was flying, and first there was like this doorway that I had to get through, but I couldn't even go down to get, so I was like gonna crash into the wall. It's like sort of a sign that like I didn't even know how to go down and like see people on their level, because all I knew how to do was fly high. And then the other part of the dream, I found these other people and I was flying around with them and we were like playing and laughing, but then I got too caught up in all the people and I started spiraling down and falling and couldn't fly anymore. So this is, just God's gentle way of showing me how to walk in his ways and learn how to go down, but also learn how to not spiral down, how to stay up. Jesus spent a lot of time praying and alone, even when he was at the peak of his ministry. So even though now I'm starting to do more things out in public with people, I still taking as much time as I can to pray. And there's sort of a working of the worldly spirit in my house. Like they're all outside playing music and having a good time, and like my flesh wants to go and hang out with them, and I have a few times just because I'm trying to build rapport, but for the most part I still just turn in, go to my room and pray and work on different things and study, have my time with God. Try to do that every day sometime. Another thing I've been facing and challenged with is there is this spirit, this feminine spirit of God. The Holy Spirit can come in, like the presence of the Lord, so strong that it can sort of just like wipe you out. And I've been running into that. I'm doing a couple different things. I've got this Wednesday night prophetic school that I'm a part of, and then also now I'm working with these people on Saturdays and Sundays. We do street ministries, and I just found another group called Take It to the Streets Ministries. So God's just opening all these doors to like get out in the urban poor and go and minister and prophesy and preach. So I have every intention of doing that and starting more of a public ministry for myself. And but again, the thing is what happens is, especially with these people that God's in it when the presence is so strong that it sort of like turns you upside down. And I still have a job I need to hold, and I think God keeps me in that job so that I keep it together, because it gives me a good indication. If I can't on Monday come in and do engineering software work, then there's something wrong. And actually some techniques, if anyone's feeling that glory of the Lord really hard and it's almost like you're getting sucked into it and you just come into a place of peace and you don't even want to think or do anything work-wise, the joy of the Lord, you can get drunk and become like the town drunk even in the church, and you don't want that. So what I do, I don't know if this is a God thing, but I feel like it is, because I went to the store and bought a bunch of heavy meat. I bought bacon and pork, and I don't usually eat like that, but it was very grounding and helped. So I encourage that sort of thing. And even when I went there, I felt like there was a confirmation, because the pork loins were on sale. There was a big sign when I went to the grocery store. So this might be a time for that kind of stuff. And that, there's a wisdom to that. Like the verse where they said, Jesus, why don't you fast? And it's because we are the bride and the bridegroom are coming together on the planet. You can sense it in certain areas and regions and places. There's always some of that happening somewhere. And when the glory of the Lord falls like that, then there's really no reason to fast. That's when you like celebrate, and that's when you can actually enjoy, because I think that's the way it works in heaven, is we can actually enjoy all the pleasures of the world within reason, because actually when you're that close to God, you almost need some worldly things to keep you from just floating off into God's mind, and just getting lost in the infiniteness of God's greatness. So don't beat yourself up if you feel like you need to do some things to stay grounded in the world. But also be sensitive. Like for me, just working keeps me grounded in the world. And then also I had to tone back working out, because for me, just getting the blood flowing and moving, again, it's something that can sort of really just shoot me off into being a space cadet for God, which is not what we want to be. We want to be sober-minded. So we think about things like, for me, sugar too is also not grounding. We're to be the salt of the earth. So I don't know if for you that might be the case. Coffee is actually grounding for me. Just try different things and see what helps you keep it together. All right, that's probably enough for tonight. So yeah, we've got interesting times ahead. I really encourage people to get out and show people that this is a season where I feel like Jesus' words, "You can do nothing without me," is so true, because the whole world's on lockdown. But yet the people of God, if they're really connected and they know their identity and they've been serving the Lord well, they can do all things because the Lord is in them and wants to show his people their truth, that they are set apart from the world because they've made the Lord their strong shelter, their tower. And so he's just trying to show us that in a greater and greater way. So pray for these revelations for you and your family and your house. And God bless.